How do you control bad behavior without using some form of punishment?
Yeah, so and that's one, even as a coach starting at 16, I thought that's what you did. They're bad, you make them go run, go stand in the corner and be a corner flag. That's what you thought you were supposed to do. And the thing is one, we have to understand that bad behaviors come from something underlying. They just don't come out of a vacuum. A kid just doesn't choose to be bad. Very few people wake up each day and say, I'm going to be a bad person. I'm going to be a jerk today. Children, especially, just don't. Typically, bad behaviors come from emotions. They don't know how to identify these emotions and they don't know how to embrace these emotions and use them positively. So they come out in these misunderstandings and then they're exhibited in behaviors. So that's the first thing is we have to understand that instead of attacking the child and the behavior, can we figure out what the feelings are that are driving the behavior and then address the issues that are causing those feelings? And usually we can make them go away. So the reason punishment doesn't work is it's just like we've got a dog and she's very loving. And so she's constantly trying to climb up on us, but she gets whiny if she doesn't get what she wants. And every time she whines, if we go, Faith, stop it, I'm just negatively reinforcing the whining because she got attention for the behavior. And so we have to look at it like that. Even when we punish kids, we're doing a couple things. One, we're just going to drive them away from sport. And this is our one chance to help them. This is our opportunity to create amazing human beings in sport. Or two, we're just reinforcing those behaviors because some kids, that punishment is the attention they were seeking. So we need to learn how to give attention in a different way. So how do we control the bad behaviors? We don't. The tools, the resources, some of the hints and tips and tricks that you see in our upcoming book and that you see in these tool cards and that you see across positive discipline, because they do it in workplace, they have it in parenting, they have it in the classroom. What these are is these gives you opportunities to have these meaningful conversations with children to find out what's causing these behaviors and then address that issue collaboratively so they solve it and they feel empowered in the future to solve the issue versus misbehaving. I hope that helps make sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense to me. I know from the work that I've done with positive discipline, those mistaken goals that come up, the belief behind the behavior. For me, when I first heard that, that was revolutionary. You know, I was like, what? You mean they're not annoying me because they want to annoy me? And I had to learn a whole new language and a whole new way of experiencing myself and the world and myself in the world. And once I got that, it was like, whoa, everything else started to unravel. And all of a sudden, those behaviors didn't happen anymore. And so I didn't need to deal with those behaviors because I'd created the environment already where I was just by changing my outlook.
Yes. I'll bet you also had that instance where you'd come into a new situation fully expecting to deal with some of the issues with children that we typically deal with. And they weren't there because from the start, you came in with a different way of operating and working with these kids. And they feed off that. They immediately pick up off that. And if they're getting that, if we're covering Maslow before we ever get to Bloom, as my one friend Craig Gunny in Australia always says, if we do Maslow before Bloom, if we satisfy these emotional needs, the behaviors just don't even show up ever.
Yeah, it's amazing.